What's up, everyone? Here's another amazing Craftsman tool haul from my in-laws, the most generous people in the world. They found these again at various garage sales around Las Vegas. So as usual, let's get into the dirty details right after this. Let's start off with the Craftsman 4-inch adjustable C-clamp. This is an older style with the forged logo. Kind of a regular font, backwards Z for the S, very sharp. It has an F stamp here, 4 for 4 inches or 100 millimeters, but very sturdy, straight. In good shape, just dirty, rusty. Made in the USA, of course. Malleable, which means it's for woodwork only. Has to be forged if you want to use it for heavier jobs. But very cool. I love this. Love these things. They clean up very nicely. Next we have the Craftsman 1/2-inch Teardrop ratchet wrench. This one has the Barnyard A for the logo. Still kind of a backwards Z, that sharp S, but this is the logo they used for many, many years through the 70s and 80s. This one has the oil hole on the top with that oil stamp. It's got the long lever on the selector switch, quick release button with that useless plunger. But Jim C's Teardrop Ratchet Type Steady places this one between 1972 and 1976. So when I got this at first, I was so excited. I cleaned it up immediately without even thinking about it, without even taking photos, but I was so excited. It's those, simple things that that you get excited about. But this turned out to be in really good shape after I cleaned it up. Yes. So they also found me a 3/8-inch Teardrop ratchet wrench. Not as old, but still very cool. It doesn't have that oil hole at the top, but it has the same type of long selector switch. This one has that little notch there. It has quick release, but no plunger. So this one, I think, was made about 10 years later than that one, and they finally got wind of how useless that was. Classic evolution, right? But Jim C puts this one between 1982 and 1985. I'll put that link in the description below for you guys. This one hasn't been cleaned in a long time, you can tell. Looks like it has some oil seeping out of it, but I'll be glad to tear this one apart, clean it up. Then we have a 12-inch P2 Phillips screwdriver. Not very old, a little dirty, but in really good shape. The handle is in really, really good shape. Very clear. Tip is in good shape. Not really beat up too bad. The rest of it is a little beaten up, a little dirty, but I think that I can clean that up pretty good. What I like about this the most is that I don't have this in my collection, so it's perfect. Next we have a 6-inch adjustable wrench. This one turned out to be really interesting. It's it doesn't have a model number on it. That means it was made in the late 60s, early 70s. It says forged, but I think that means the tool was forged, but obviously everything else was stamped in. So I looked this up on Alloy Artifacts, which is a great resource. And they say it was made between 1968 and 1975, which means it's about 50 years old, just like me, but in much better shape. The most interesting thing about this is that the JW stamp means it was a Williams production for Craftsman, but this one's unique. I have a bunch of other 6-inch wrenches, some older, some newer. But what's cool about this wrench is that it has a patented feature on it. It has that square shoulder in the keyway. These other ones are all round, right? Which is what you traditionally see. But this, it was patented and never to be seen in any other wrenches. Very cool. Now this one, I was super excited about. This is a 7-inch diagonal cutter, but look at the logo, see it closely? With that angled, sharp, oversized C, it's very similar to those ones with the underlines. So that puts this one right in the late 30s. This one turns out was first offered in the 1935 Sears catalog. And with Vanadium, it was offered up till around 1941, 42, right before the war. So that was the thing with the Vanadium steel. They used it as like a marketing angle for that lighter, stronger steel. But these are in pretty good shape. I think they were sharpened at one point or another, but they still look pretty good, pretty sharp. What's strange about these is these handle covers. I think someone put these on for either a better grip or maybe a cold shop. It keeps the hands warmer when you're working on these tools. But what's interesting is that it has this Circle C stamp on both handles. Right, so the ones without the C's were made in the early 30s, but the C means it was the late 30s. But what I noticed is like this cool pattern. I think it's the nested diamonds, but I'm so curious. I am going to take them off. How about that? Let's try it out. I'm not cutting myself, right? Some others with that same pattern, same logo, Vanadium, but these are so neat. Let's try the other one. Maybe it could slide off. Nope. I'm excited. It's like Christmas time. I'll make these ones quick. 1/2-inch Nutdriver, not very old, in really good shape. I think I like this one the most because I don't have this one for my collection, but a little beat up as usual. Still cool. And this is a 1/4-inch drive magnetic bit driver. Again, not very old. One of those universal tools that fits any 1/4-inch driver bits. Has a magnet on the inside. It's actually not very strong, but it'll do. Not too bad. Then I have a couple of sockets that they found for me. Not super interesting, but the funny thing is that I gave my father-in-law a list of socket sizes that I need, and they're always on the lookout for me, which is so awesome. 16mm 3/8" 12-point socket. As the V stamp, I always try to collect the V's or older, so that's perfect. And then 1/2-inch 1/4-inch drive 6-point socket, also V stamp, but this one's older. It has the pointed A's, so this one is probably late 40s, 50s through the 60s. It's that logo. This one's, but it's interesting to see these side by side. I have others too, but I won't bore you with that. But that's about it for this tool haul. Really hope you liked it. If you got anything out of it at all, just consider clicking that thumbs up icon, sharing it, subscribe, the usual. And if you didn't like it, well, what are you doing here still? Get out of here. Just don't forget, keep the dirty side down. Later.